Welcome back, Charles. Ooh,
Hey man, welcome back. Welcome back.
fun stuff every day.
Yeah, I like that one. Oh.
Almost sounds
You
like Ancient Aliens.
I know it. So, sports world is wrapping up. The big games coming up this weekend.
I have a question for you.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
gambling is not legal in Wisconsin,
whatever.
but there is there's a prop bet out there over under on the national anthem. But one of the things for the national anthem is how long will he hold the brave?
Oh,
How
nice.
many seconds will he say brave?
What's
And
the over
apparently
under?
it's 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, whatever. But apparently the odds on are for the over are pretty high.
Hmm.
So yeah, you can win some money.
See, I'm glad you brought that up. We should let me see if I can look up some of these.
We could do some
Whether
fake.
or not betting is legal in Wisconsin, we have listeners all over the globe
We can do. You and I can do a little
that do.
gentleman's little fake
We
bet
could always
to
do.
see what we would win had we
Actually, it's
placed
funny
that
you
bet.
mentioned that too, because I was listening to us on Spotify yesterday.
Yeah,
I've got premium Spotify,
yeah. You get
no
all the fun
commercials,
ads. Yeah,
no ads, except when I listen to our podcast. I get a minute and 5 seconds worth of ads at the beginning. And other people are now getting this as well. They're like, yo, I got to check my premium subscription. I'm getting ads. And I'm like, no, that's just
it's
us,
in the
I
show.
guess. Yeah, it's just the
Yeah,
show. So we love you. We appreciate you all. That's fantastic. There's also Prize Picks. Prize Picks was at the end of this last one. So shout out
they
Prize
get in on
Picks.
it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I'll look up some of the fun prop bets for the Super Bowl because there is some really funny things because there's at one point in time, I think last year there was that conundrum about the Gatorade, the color of Gatorade, and way too much money came in on purple at the last second. Like way too much money came in on
Oh yeah.
purple.
Now, especially since that whole gambling thing just got uncovered, a lot of people are probably going to be betting on some weird things this Super Bowl. Uh,
So there's always the coin toss, the national anthem length.
yeah,
These are some of the big ones, the oldies.
yeah. Those are your normal bets. Yeah.
My AI has got to be just wild, dude. We were literally just talking about ancient aliens and time loop theories and combining the two, and now I'm asking it about fun prop bets for the Super Bowl. Like,
There's one about how many times will Taylor Swift smile, or how many times will they go to her. The fact that you even include that as a thing is probably not good for the NFL, but it's good for betting.
so this is funny. This is an octopus. Have you ever heard of this term in the betting world? An octopus?
No, I don't. I've never gambled on more than like when I was in Michigan. I gambled a couple times on some college football or college basketball games during March
Yeah.
Madness, but that was about it.
When I was in Michigan, I gambled a lot, almost six figures. I'm
Yeah.
willing to put that on record. It
Well,
doesn't
you lived
matter.
there; it was legal.
It was legal beagle.
Yeah.
But I never knew this either though. It's a plus 1300, and an octopus is when a player scores a touchdown and the ensuing 2 point conversion. That doesn't happen often. But the fact that you can bet on that is not, dude. You got to go put $1 on that.
What is it? What is it?
The odds
Plus
are plus 1300. So
plus 1300.
you gotta go put $10. You got to break that $10.
You
You
put a
just put one
dollar. You
dollar.
put a dollar. You win 13.
You put $1, you win 13. Yeah, absolutely.
Hell, you put
But
$100 on that just for
you
the
go
hell of
put
it, right?
$100 on. You go put $10 on that. You go put 50. You go put
All
hundred
right,
dollars on that. You're gonna
Who do
be
you
doing
put that?
nice.
Who do you put the money on?
Who
If
would
you
I put that money
e-
on?
either Sa-
Arguably,
either Saquon or
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, the
Check this
2 point,
out.
that
Check
would
this out
make
because
sense. Yeah.
he's going to get the tush push or a rushing touchdown. And if it's in a scenario where you need a 2 point conversion, I can see him lining up for it again, getting the Chiefs to go off sides, getting that extra inch or that
Yeah,
extra
yeah,
yard,
I can
and
see
then the
that.
tush push going in. So for me personally, if I was going to bet a hundo on it, I'd just go put it on Jalen Hurts. Is it going to happen? Probably not. But I think your odds are better with
Well,
Jalen
I
Hurts
mean,
than they are.
there's worse ways to waste $100. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Trust
ask all the
me.
people that go to Vegas and go to the strip club. I mean,
There's many concerts that I wish I could have
yeah,
gone
take
to
it.
ever. Neither team to score on the opening drive is a plus 170. I like that. That's that. I wouldn't be afraid of that bet. And when I'm talking about being afraid, I'm talking about 100 or more.
Yeah,
Anything under 100, I'm never afraid. If I'm there, if I'm betting and it's under 100, Oh, why am I going to be pissed about something that I'm spending? But like over 100, now I'm worried, right? Because I'm going to have to tell the wife, and if things don't go my way, now it's going to cost me way more than that because
Right.
now I'm probably going to have to buy a gift or two, maybe even an entire weekend, depending on how crazy it gets.
I've never even heard of it. They're betting on, like, the first song that comes up on the halftime show for Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick
That
Lamar's first halftime
yeah, his
song.
first
Yeah.
song,
So
total number of songs.
Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Travis Kelce, proposing to her after the game.
Okay, what are those? Okay, yeah, plus 800? That's only
Ooh.
plus 800? Is that the number you're
No,
getting?
I didn't even think about that,
Is
but
that the
yeah.
number you're getting? Plus 800 on
I would go put
BetMGM.
$100 on that right now.
What's the
Serious. You
well,
got to.
he did say that he's good. He doesn't wanna leave the NFL, so his future with her has to not be in question, so a
I don't
marriage proposal has to be around the
yeah.
corner, right?
I'm not a guru per se,
Obviously, I'm not a big
but we
Swiftie fan, as you can tell with these going
Oh no, no,
Anquan's
on
not
this
a Swiftie
podcast
either.
I've already firmly stated I've got to take the Swifty position, so I might as well take it to the finish line here.
It's fine.
But
One of us we can go opposite ways on this one.
yeah, but I'm not a guru here, but I have been around the entertainment side of Hollywood for a few moons. You
Well,
catch the
yeah.
magazines, you see the tabloids.
What kind of ratings that would
They,
spark if that
the,
happened? Come on, that's through
but
the roof.
they have it looks real. I got to give it to him. It looks real. It doesn't look like that, like his ex in the special forces getting kicked off. That was
Charles,
funny.
did you read this one? BetMGM does offer this prop bet to bet no, but it says, "Why would it make 0 sense to bet no at minus 2,000? That would mean you would risk $1,000 for the chance to win 50."
Yeah, yeah,
That
no, no. Vegas bets on love. They bet on
yeah, they're
hope.
betting
They
on
want
love.
nothing more than hope and love.
So that is does that not scream that there quite possibly is something in the making? Just for you people all out there, pay attention to that line. If
Well,
that line moves significantly,
I'm
bet,
willing
bet,
to
bet,
go on
bet, bet.
record. Yeah, I'm willing to go on record and say that if the Chiefs win, that the opportunity probably wouldn't present itself ever again. I mean, if we're being honest, like last year was too soon,
Yeah.
but this year,
This year feels right.
and there was many moments on the Eras tour because you guys have made me a Swifty. I had to go do a little bit of research. Can't just come on here and be Swiftless. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll get swifted away quickly.
So,
But she
did you
threw
ever
him
heard
into a couple of her songs.
yeah, for
So
yeah, she had a couple songs.
you know,
What about the scoregami? Do you know what that is?
no, no, I
Okay.
I was stuck doing research on Taylor
It
fucking
says
Swift.
will there be a scoregami? So a scoregami coined by John Boy means a final score that has never happened in NFL history. Scoregami has only occurred in 3 of 58 Super Bowls. Wow. I don't even know what the scoregami is. It must be the same score?
No, it would be like the Super Bowl ending 2-5. I don't think a Super Bowl has ever ended two to
Oh,
five
it's just it's singular numbers.
or double numbers. Could be, let's say, 9 safeties in a row, right? Because no, you could still get to. Yeah, once you get into the teens, it's pretty hard to. And even
You
I
could have
could
a
even be wrong by
touchdown and a
guessing 5 and 2,
you could have a
right?
touchdown and a safety
Which is
and
9.
then 3 field goals.
But I'm trying to think of scores that have never happened before.
Oh, I think 2-0 has never happened before.
Well, so there'd be that one too. Just a
Yeah.
completely just terrible football game.
I believe there was a 6-0 Super Bowl, but
Oh,
I
way
think
back before they knew how to throw a football.
that might be like the most lopsided, weird, obscure one. I
Right.
know there was the one with the Colts. It was like 12-6 or
So now,
something.
if it's definitively a score that's never happened in football history, that's like I said, that's going to be tough.
Oh,
But if it's
zero
just
zero going into overtime probably would be
yeah,
one.
definitely not 28-3.
No. You don't wanna bring that up again, eh?
Super Bowl
Gee,
week.
oh, hypothetically, let's
Yeah.
say that the Philadelphia Eagles just absolutely onslaught the first 3 quarters of the game.
Yeah.
and Kansas City is down 28-3. This is hypothetical
Yeah,
because we're putting Patrick Mahomes in this Hall of Fame GOAT conversation.
so I've
Can
heard. Yep.
can Patrick Mahomes would he be able to do the same or similar to what Tom Brady did?
Probably.
I'm not doubting him that he could.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
saying
mean, I guess he has earned the right to
for that
to
respect, yeah.
achieve the benefit of the doubt until proven otherwise.
Well, we
So,
proved
like,
this to ourselves. Last year, I was
yeah.
dead set against Kelce and Mahomes winning the Super Bowl, and you were like, "Bro, I ain't taking that bet because I ain't betting against Patrick Mahomes." And I looked at you and I said, "I'm gonna go the other way," and you said, "At least you don't have any money on it." And I feel the same way even though I feel better about Philadelphia's chances than I did last year, I
Yeah.
still don't feel
Why?
that
Because Saquon
confident
Barkley's
that
running the
yeah,
football. Yeah.
yeah.
I still just I don't trust a one trick pony offense. And then the games that they lost this year, the run game was stifled, and the ball was in Jalen's hands.
If
I
there's
mean,
one thing that they can do is just take them away and make them one-dimensional, and that's just
yeah,
not good for them.
right. Because you know, on paper, you can argue, oh, you've got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Well, in reality, one reads a book on the sideline, and the other one's one small hit away from losing his ankles again. So it's like I don't. I'm not comfortable betting money on this Super Bowl at all.
No,
And again, what I mean by that is over $100. I'm very comfortable betting $100 in multiple places.
we could do it this way too. We'll do the 5 most important keys to the game. All right, we'll start with special teams. Who has the better special teams? I would say it's probably Kansas City, right? With Butker.
I mean, but that's kicker. They have the better kicker. Special teams, without having the numbers in front of me, yeah, I would have to give it up to
I would
Kansas
say
City.
I don't think that Philly did anything
I mean,
spectacular
the
on
only
special
thing,
teams this year.
honestly, the only thing Philadelphia has a couple pieces on the offensive line and a running back better than Kansas City. Kansas City is the better football team. I believe that, anyways. I
Well,
think Kansas
but
City's,
you only believe that probably though because they have Andy Reid and they've got
yeah, that,
yeah,
yes, yeah, that
And
team,
Mahomes. If you have
team, yeah,
Mahomes and Andy Reid and Spagnuolo, that's
right.
those are
They,
Hall of Fame coaches and Hall of Fame
Philadelphia,
players.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
Philadelphia probably has better athletes, but I just think Kansas City's the better team. Now, am I going to be surprised if Kansas City loses? I've got not a single fucking horse in this race. No,
no,
I don't
neither do
care.
I. It's more about my numbers that I got at work. I really don't care what the
Yeah,
score is.
you and
It could
I are
be
literally
yeah,
just
it could
playing radio here just to get that out of the way, right?
yeah
Because we are Packer fans, and we will be talking
yeah.
about the Packers here shortly.
It doesn't affect our draft stock
Not
anyway.
one fucking bit. No, and on top of that, no matter who wins this Super Bowl, there will still have only been 8 teams to have won a Super Bowl
Yeah.
since Green Bay last won a Super Bowl, right? So you got 8 teams out of 31 other teams,
But yeah, because
which puts
in the
you
last
somewhere
3
around
years, both of
23.
these teams have won a Super Bowl.
So 23 other teams have yet to even sniff the motherfucker since
Yeah.
Green Bay has won
It's
their last. And
amazing to me how people don't understand, like, the history of the NFL. It's not a very thick book. As
we,
Packer fans, we can go back
no,
to the beginning and reread the story like a little child hearing the bedtime
right.
stories. But as like a Lions fan or a Vikings fan, the Lions did win a championship, but that was before the NFL
Yeah,
expansion,
they did
all
okay.
that stuff. But if you were like the Bills or you were like Minnesota, like these are just nightmares that you're reliving over and over again.
Yeah, and huge shout out to the NFL historians and the Packer historians for not allowing the three-peat for Green Bay to be killed. Again, too, I would just love to point out that during that three-peat, they had to win 40 or 41 games. You lost one of them. If we would have lost any of them, it would have been
Yeah,
wouldn't have
how
happened.
okay,
So
so something I don't think people understand either is how the NFL playoffs worked back in the day. Yeah, you basically had to be undefeated to
yeah,
go to the playoffs. Like same thing with like high school football when my dad was playing. Like he said if they were in the Great Lakes division and if you didn't win 10 games and even if you won 10 games, went 10-0,
if
the
you didn't
state
score enough points,
yeah,
you
the
still
state picked who went to the playoffs. It wasn't
yeah.
just because you won all your games.
It used to be that way. It used to be a more competitive merit-based system.
Now it's all about all hands on deck. We
Get
need
a
eyeballs in every
The
generational
NCAA did
location.
just ban men from competing in women's sports.
Yeah, I
Now that
saw
all
the
of that's
NCAA
taken
did
care of.
some
Yep.
crazy shit too.
Yep. So
Like,
hopefully the Olympic Committee gets off their ass and
I
figures that
don't
shit out
know if
too.
they're going to do it though, because that's such a worldwide thing, and I we'll see.
I believe with everything inside of me they will,
I
because
mean, let's be
it's
honest.
not a
LA's got a
worldwide
lot of
thing.
cleaning up to do before they decide to have the Olympics there.
Oh
Oh
yeah, yeah,
boy.
yeah. They just cleared up a bunch of real estate space.
Yeah, true. But I don't know how that's going to work too. There's going to be all kinds of things tied up, legalities with property lines.
Just hear State Farm is requesting a 20% emergency rate increase because they're about to be bankrupt or some shit like that.
Good for sucks for them. Who's gonna pay all them discount double checks and
I'm just
whatnot then?
wondering, like, when the fuck did insurance companies become for profit? Like, insurance shouldn't be a thing that makes profit or loses profit. Insurance should be a thing that saves the people.
Right.
If it's another conversation for another time, we're talking about.
Yeah, we can break it. We got weeks to break into that. That'll be one we can touch on. It'll probably irritate a lot of people, but
Oh, I'm always down for that.
I'm down for that too.
Unless you're sitting across the table from me eating, I don't know, like a breakfast thing. If like our conversations are mostly in the
They're pretty
shits on
wild.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, just my conversations on Facebook. Dude, some of them global conversations are crazy.
Dude, yeah, the one with Paul the other day when the dude rolled up the prison comment on him, I'm like, you do realize that guy's got like numbers in his name. That's a bot, right? That's not a real person. And he's like, yeah, but still it happens. And I'm like, don't worry about that person. It's not a real person. It's
It's
a
a good
fuck.
thing it happens,
Yeah,
bro.
it's a good thing. It sucks for those people because
Yeah, but no, but in the engagement side of things,
oh yeah, it creates controversy and lots of clicks and
it's a pity pat.
lots of potential stuff.
So the Chiefs asked Pat Riley for the licensing for the three-peat. Pat Riley was like, "Yeah, sure, not a problem." I really wish Green Bay would have taken it though in the
Yeah.
beginning when they had the chance. But anywho, congratulations to the Chiefs for getting this far, especially the entire NFL is structured so this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So the fact that it did happen is amaze balls. I'm gonna try to enjoy the show. I know the wife really wants to watch the halftime show, so
Yeah,
I'm
I'm off
sure.
till Tuesday, so I get to enjoy it and we get to watch all the commercials. And apparently they keep hyping us up for this Doritos commercial. And I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know. They keep telling me there's going to be this great Super Bowl commercial. So everybody out there who's going to watch the game, there's supposed to be some good commercials. So
And
let's rate
I'm
them. We're going to rate them when we get back
and I'm normally
next
the
week.
positive, yes, and I'm normally the positive Patty in these situations, but I'm going to be the optimistic Oscar or the non-optimistic.
Everything's already been done before. It's
Everything's
passe
so
now.
fucking expensive nowadays that you blow so much money on the time slot that there isn't a lot left for you to create. So
Over under, Charles.
it's leaving a lot left on the table, and it's pretty upsetting.
Over under. Will we get a Matthew McConaughey car commercial?
Oh, a Lincoln Navigator?
Yeah, we're gonna get a Lincoln
I
commercial
don't
for
know. Is
sure.
Lincoln drop is Lincoln throwing out a new vehicle? Because if Lincoln isn't throwing out a new
I
vehicle, I doubt they're dropping 8 million on
I
a
I don't
10-second
know.
slot.
I don't know.
You would think though. I'm Will there be a Matthew McConaughey commercial? Yes.
Yeah, usually there is.
Yes.
They did that one, the whole chip one with the Jerry's eating rice.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've been
The
bleeding that
food.
commercial
Oh yeah, they've been
ever since.
yep.
It's still
Squeeze all
running
of them out
today.
of there.
It's still running today. And I'm just like, oh my God. But I don't blame them. 8+ million for a time slot. I think that was last year.
Yeah.
To be even more expensive.
If you really want to go out there, TikTok has leaked a bunch of 5, 6 seconds of a lot of the commercials. All you TikTok people out there, go ahead and just go and tease yourselves with that.
Really, what I'm excited about is getting down to Radio Row. Probably not next year, but the next time the Super Bowl is close enough, we'll go ahead and put in for a slot. I also have. I've also been looking into the White House thing. Apparently, that's opened up to all of us podcasters now too.
I don't know how that's gonna work because you know damn well it's like
I'll fly to
it.
fucking Washington
I know,
D.C.
but
That's
I'm
how
saying
it'll work,
it's like
bro.
Rogan and all these people that have these and
Yeah,
Bonji, all these people with these big podcasts.
that's correct. but I'm a service-connected, disabled fucking veteran. I'll at least get us into the room to talk to somebody,
You're like, "Wait,
bro.
can we get to the gate? Charles, I'll get us to the gate."
And I'm a fucking ordained minister. Listen, I'm a fucking ordained minister. Bro, I
He's
got
like,
clergy passes. I got everything you
um,
need, bro.
what was I gonna
We
tell
can
you?
throw a we just throw damn life ministry sticker on the back of our podcast vehicle, bro. Taxes, baby, taxes.
Speaking of which, apparently Green Bay gave the life ministry people at Lambeau their own little section on the corner now, so they just leave people the fuck alone.
Yeah, you saw
I
that?
saw that. I was like, they gave him like a little like booth and chairs to sit in.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're so
They're
off it.
kind.
It's just
They're
you
very
gotta just do
kind.
something
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah. It's like
Whatever.
Facebook, man. You just keep scrolling. And in this case, you just keep strolling.
Yeah. That one guy that kept trying to yeah, was it you and me? We went to the preseason game, remember? We
Mhm.
interviewed those people against New Orleans, and the guy come up to you and you said you said something to him, and he goes, "Oh, okay," because you were like, I'm a minister. Yes, I'm a minister myself. I know all about Jesus." He was like, "Oh, okay, good. Yeah, good
Yep,
for you,
yep,
yeah."
yep, yep, yep. Keep doing your thing. Keep
So
doing
I'm
your
gonna tell
thing.
you something really funny that I saw on TV. The guy was talking about, "Hey, you need to go to this page." So I went to this page and I watched a couple of videos. So there's a meme on there, and you remember Bobby Boucher from Waterboy, his dad. He goes because they're in New Orleans,
Yeah.
and
Almost three
it's
buttons down on
y-
the beard, bro. Yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
So it's Bobby Boucher's mom, and she's reading, and it's Taylor Swift, but it's her face. She's reading the letter from, as in Bobby Boucher is Travis Kelce, and the letter is from Patrick Mahomes, and he goes, "New Orleans is a very expensive city. Sorry, there's no money coming, and there's no money for you, Travis. We can't resign you. Patrick Mahomes needs all the money to build a Super Bowl roster." And I'm just like, "Is this fucking real?" And it was AI, and I was like, "This is really good." I'm like, "This is probably borderline copyright infringement right at this point." How good it was, but I was like, I was laughing so fucking hard.
Yeah. And I'm not worried about either one of those press scenarios either, bro. They let people in there that ask just the dumbest fucking question. Like
Did you see the one
the
that
one
asked Pat
reporter with Patrick Mahomes. Yeah,
and Kelsey?
yeah.
They asked him about, "Do you like phantom penalty flags?" He's like, "Bro, come on, just
Yeah,
stop."
or you've had a lot of people help you in your
Get it?
career or help you win and
Yeah.
all of this. And so who's been your favorite ref? And it's oh my god, dude.
He's
The
like, "Do they
fact
really
that people
expect I'm
had to
gonna answer this?"
well, the
Yeah.
fact that people had to come out and 138 officials, 17 different crews,
Yeah.
all coming together to help one fucking NFL team win some way. No referee refs more than one team twice a year. They're not allowed to, right? So
I think what
how?
the problem is, it's jealousy. And when the eyes are focused so much on a team, any little mistake or any issue by an official or a player that looks different than what you're used to, you magnify every little thing and you're gonna believe everything that you think in your head.
Right. I know. To me, this is we watched this with fucking Tom Brady.
The
And
negative Nancy's, yeah.
this is like when the NFL went away from hitting the quarterback. This is what we got. Period.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
we knew
you,
that was gonna happen when they decided to make that
I
rule
mean,
change.
we got the benefit of many calls with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Many calls. And one call let us beat the fucking Lions on a damn Hail Mary pass.
One thing they do have to do, the NFL has to do something with the slide rule for the quarterback when he's
Oh,
outside the
between
pocket.
yeah,
They gotta
yeah.
they gotta be able to, like, these
That'll get looked
players are
at
getting
this offseason.
yeah, the defensive players are getting hurt more often than the quarterbacks, and because they're trying to make a tackle, and then he just goes down, and they're like, if you touch him, even if your arm hits him in the helmet, it's 15 yards. Like, dude,
Yeah.
if you wanna do that, you do that, and you get outside the pocket, and yeah, you don't have anybody around you, and you go down, sure, you're good. But they try to slide at the last
I
second,
can see him
and that's the
implicating a
shit that pisses me off.
15-yard rule. And
Yeah,
what I mean by that is you're only allowed to slide inside the first 10
15.
yards
Yeah,
or 15 yards.
yeah.
Anything after that, you as a quarterback, you're not allowed to slide. You become a person who can be hit, right?
It should be the first 5 yards because you want
5 yards is pretty tough.
you gotta make it 5 yards is usually a first down or run out of bounds.
5 yards leaves way too much up in the
But
air.
the problem is
Probably too much.
only the quarterback can do it. So the quarterback's technically considered a runner. He gets rushing yards for it. You have a different set of rules for the quarterback. So you've literally changed the game at this point. So adding another rule, what's the difference?
But 5 yards is too questionable. 5 yards will create way too much question. 10 yards, you can well judge within 10 yards. And if you're a quarterback and you're not sliding down inside that 10 yards, you don't go to 10 yards and slide. You slide inside 10 yards. So you don't get to the 10-yard line and then start sliding and everything's okay. Once you hit that 10-yard line,
Yeah,
you're
then you're gonna have these assholes. Then they'll be like, we need to review it too to make sure you was within 10
whatever
yards.
has to
Like,
happen
yeah.
is going to be reviewed. Who the fuck cares? But this is how else are you going to fix it? Are you going to deny the slide? Are you going to make the
Well, I mean,
slide illegal?
they already wanna outlaw the tush push.
Well, that it doesn't matter what they fucking want. We're talking about a fix, an actual fix, right? Like as much as people want the tush push gun, they're not going to fucking get rid of it. They've already made that blatantly obvious. I believe they've came out and said they're not getting rid of it. It's not. Other teams are doing it now, and other teams are doing it more. Packers do it too with Tucker Craft.
I have a question though. They say a player gets this is what doesn't make any sense with the tush push deal is you hand the ball off in the backfield and that running back gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. 9 times out of 10, they give him 2 seconds and they blow that dead. There's been many tush pushes where the guy they don't blow the whistle dead and they let it go for 8, 9 seconds.
It depends on how much movement, bro.
And there's not much when it's tush push. It ain't much movement because you're going from the line of scrimmage to a yard.
I know what you're saying, but again, I think you're just splitting hairs there. There are times where that tush push goes 6, 7 yards. Look with Josh Allen.
There's times, yeah, but that's because his legs are moving. I'm talking about there's many times where a running back was held up and then he breaks
Yes,
free and then his legs were moving the whole fucking time. And they keep saying that
me personally, there's a huge difference between that and the tush push. I don't see what you're seeing. I'm sure maybe other people do. I'm sure many people actually do. But to me, I can see a significant difference. There are moments where I'm like, man, that tush push went a little bit too long. But when you have a scrum for that football and it's moving left and right, sometimes it goes forward, sometimes it can go backwards.
but when you go backwards, it's supposed to be that's supposed to be when you lose your forward momentum, and that's when the play's supposed to be dead.
So more times than not, it
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
whistled
I'm
dead.
just saying that it's like a gray area that I feel
But
like
we were talking
they
about the quarterback slide. Fuck the tush
yeah,
push.
yeah.
We don't
No, I
fuck
get it.
about the tush
Yeah,
push.
I'm just saying that there was people obviously there's people just bitching about that because they're butt hurt. They probably
People
lost to that team. They lost to them.
people bitch all the time. We are
They
every
bitch about a
dude,
lot of stupid stuff.
dude.
Yeah, the
Listen,
gray
so
area there has to be something done with the
the
slide though
tush push,
because
dude. The tush push has been around for years now. When it first came around, everyone was like, "Rob, get rid of it," and the league was like, "What? It's a football move. There's nothing to get rid of."
it's only been around for since Jalen Hurts is around.
Regardless, at this point now, which brings to my point even further, how many teams
I
this
guess
year
not.
utilized a tush push? Almost all of them. And it's actually becoming a magical moment, right? Because there was one team that faked a tush push, shot the ball backwards, and the dude ended up running it for a touchdown. There's so much coming from that play now. So as negative as it seems, we as Packer fans, even with Tucker Craft, have been on the receiving end of many of those beneficial pushes. I mean, that's how I see it, anyways.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I know they're not gonna I know they're not gonna ban it. They're not gonna change any rules.
Back to the,
But the
but I mean, but
sliding one definitely there's gonna be something changed because the defenders are getting hurt
mhm.
from trying
But
to hold up.
defenders are also getting hurt, hitting each other,
Yeah,
going
going
for a
for the
hit that they
tackle.
don't need to
Yeah,
go for
yeah.
because the guy's sliding. Like that's the thing. That's you just have to create that moment where everyone knows they're sliding. To me personally, the only way to do that is to cut the slide off at X amount of time. It can't be 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, bro. That to me personally, that's too chaotic. There's so many bodies in between 5 yards, like you're never going to be able to know if you're there or not.
Well, I
And
get it.
so then you're taking all athletic quarterbacks out of play.
I get it, but the only problem is college doesn't even protect the quarterback the same way the NFL does.
College doesn't pay their fucking players
Yeah.
millions of
Yes, they
dollars.
do. Now they
No,
do.
they have
Now they
NIL
do.
and a few players get paid here and there, right? But you have entire investments with the NFL. Don't yeah, me, it's completely different.
It's
The
it's
school does
getting to the
not
point.
rely on that football player. Period. The school doesn't rely on that football player. No way. The school's lights are going to be on whether fucking Bryce Underwood or not throws a single football for Michigan.
What moving forward, some of these teams might cease to exist if they don't have players that are helping turn the lights on because of all the funding that's being pushed into the football program, and
They'll
if it
lose
doesn't succeed.
their sports program. They won't lose their academics. School does not rely on football, bro. Ever. There's we'll see after the
Well, a lot of
politics and
them
shit.
do actually. No, yeah, but athletics are basically
Everybody
funding
who goes to college pays for
extracurricular.
it.
Mm,
Unless you're there for on a scholarship or some
scholarships
shit. But
don't pay for it.
regardless, it's still getting paid for. That has nothing to do with football or hockey or wrestling or baseball or sports in general. In fact, schools have to put in. And we've just been going through this with fucking UW Oshkosh.
A lot of them are running at a there is a lot of schools, a lot of I looked into this, there's a lot of colleges that in the last 20 years are just bleeding money though. Like they're having to increase tuition and people can't afford it. And I'm not saying that just those schools are going to cease to exist at some point. It's just
They're not.
inevitably.
It has absolutely nothing to do with football. Maybe a school like Alabama makes money on football, or Michigan, or Ohio State. But bro, there's fucking 600 D1 through D3 schools. Like we look at these bowl games all the time and laugh. There's 15 fucking people there. There's so much more involved with it that regardless of that, like in the NFL, yes, I'm protecting my investment, my fucking multi-million dollar investment that fills the stands. Yes, we need to start fucking with them.
Yeah, Ohio State ran at a deficit last year.
37 million, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
think about it. And that's because of what? Had to
No,
pay for
not
their
the
football program.
school, the athletic department.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
the school.
The athletic department has to take their money. Those people are employed by the college. I
Yeah, but
mean, the
the school
coaches.
itself did not run at a deficit. Ohio State University did not run at a deficit. I would bet everything I have right now in this moment. From their medical institutes to archaeological science, oceanic biology. I promise they didn't. This is like Ford, right? Ford lost 5.1 billion last year in their EV program, but in totality they made 5.9 fucking billion. So they still
Yeah,
made
they spent 292 million last year on their athletic department.
and went
That's fucking
37 in the red.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Alabama does that. Michigan, wait, I can't wait to see Michigan's numbers next year. That's
Well,
what college football is now.
Michigan will never be in the red though because they've got like the third richest person in the world fucking bankrolling them now.
Not only that, but they're Jordan and all this shit, right? Like,
Jordan, yeah, there might be years where it fluctuates to zero, maybe a
but it
little
has
bit now,
absolutely nothing to do with the bottom line or the top line or any fucking line for the university. It has everything to do with their athletics program, what they can put into it, where they put into it.
but I hate to say it nowadays, without an athletics department, without a football team, without a basketball team, that school would cease to exist.
And no,
Yeah, it would.
what do you mean?
How much do you do not believe that the athletics brings any money into the school?
That's not what I'm saying.
It brings in billions of dollars.
That's probably a
I
lot, but that's
don't
not what I'm saying.
believe I don't believe that they could exist nowadays without athletics.
Many
Period.
schools still do. You mean to tell me Harvard is only here because they play shitty football?
A lot of those schools are government funded. They get a lot of money from the
Yes, bro.
government.
Yes. Yeah, all schools are.
Yeah. But
All schools are,
they
dude.
would cease to exist without an athletics department. Nobody would fucking want to go to a school if they didn't have those big
Not
schools if they
everybody
had no
is a
athletic
sports
department.
player, bro. There are way
It's
more people who hate sports than like it. Way more
I
people.
don't know about that. If you look at the attendance
Listen, we run a
throughout
sports podcast,
if
so I'm not going to
if
argue with you
if
about
you
this,
look at
dude.
the attendance if you look at the attendance through all of athletic programs, that number is probably gotta be closer to 40,
It's
50%.
listen, bro. You go to the table, you don't just fill up on fucking mashed potatoes, right? The athletics program in college is literally mashed potatoes, maybe vegetables. It's not even the prime fucking. It's not even the prime course. No matter how you try to spin it, right?
I
Like,
I
like
I would like to see those numbers. I bet you athletics versus tuition is probably very comparable. You don't think so? I How much you wanna bet?
whatever you want to
Alright.
lose. I mean,
Considering they spend almost $100,000 a year per athlete, that's double what tuition is. So how is that? That doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't matter. They get the money, bro.
Yeah, they get it from
Dude, a
athletics.
scholarship isn't like just a random fucking piece of paper that says here's your golden fucking ticket. A scholarship is somebody paid for your shit, which means somebody else took money and fucking paid for you. It doesn't mean that you're there for free. It just means you didn't have to pay to be there.
I don't see how you don't believe that without academics, a lot of these schools wouldn't cease to exist. That doesn't make any sense.
Without athletics, a lot of
Yeah,
these schools, no, they would be fine, dude.
I think they would all be fucked.
No,
I mean,
whatever.
they've literally come out and said that football literally funds their entire schools, like not just academics, but they help pay for books for kids that don't have them and all this other stuff. They help give scholarships to kids and it's not just for school for academics, it's also for their GPA and all this other stuff. It does a lot. I just think there's a lot of schools out there that would cease to exist because of it. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying there's a lot of smaller schools that would they
Bro,
get money.
Bay College does just fine, right? Michigan Tech, dude, all fucking them schools up in the Upper Peninsula.
I don't know if they're doing fine. They're getting by.
What
I
do
mean,
you mean? They've been getting by for a long time,
like you said, that
dude.
look, you tell me if just tomorrow we wake up and there's no more sports that all these schools would be fine. I just can't buy that. There's so much that goes into it. There's literally been
This
people who
listen.
go there and say that there wouldn't be Texas without football.
The only reason Texas is what it is because of oil. Three fucking people tried to buy the whole state. You want?
No, they put their money into the football programs in Texas. They put a shitload billions and billions of dollars into that.
Listen, dude, listen. From the 2023-2024 fiscal year, 95% of the 58.5 million generated from ticket sales came from football, men's basketball, and ice hockey. In its totality, Michigan reported 503 million. So they got $460 million somewhere else coming in. That's not
Yes, it's
athletics.
yes, government. Most of those are government scholarships or they're FAFSA or they're student loans. Yes, I do understand that part of it.
We can do this for
I know,
every
Charles.
college,
I'm
bro.
just saying, most people don't pay for their school; that they're taking loans out to go to school, so they owe the government that money. And how much of those are not paid as well? It's not real. That's the other part of this deal is that if we quit giving them money, like say they didn't have the opportunity to make that money, sports and athletics is a huge thing for people to get scholarships to even go to college. And that's true. A lot of people are on athletic scholarship or they're on academic scholarship because of athletics. I'm just saying if you took it all away,
Athletes, yes, dude. There are way more people in this world that aren't athletes. Like way more, dude.
no, I get that. I'm saying that all the money from the football program doesn't just go to build the stadium. They do give a lot of academic scholarships for that too.
They can only give so much money for it. We're talking the University of Michigan made 58.5 million on their entirety of athletics. I'm not talking about Central Michigan University, bro. Like we get even into the lower schools. There's no way they've survived this long with a business plan that allows them to bank on a fluctuating fandom. and 7.26 million from bowl revenues, which was more than double from the previous year. So that's cool. It's seriously, dude, it's like the breadsticks at Olive Garden, right? Like you're just happy to have it. But you don't need it.
I think we need it. I think it's very.
Listen, I think we need it also.
We are a dumb country without sports and athletics.
Listen, I love sports.
There are a
All right,
lot of booger pickers and a
we
lot of
don't.
freaking nail
But
chewers out there,
but
Charles. I'm
but
just
I
telling you right now.
yes, I know, dude. But I promise with everything inside of me,
I honestly don't think we'd be fine because I've seen a lot of
dude.
the people going to
Bro,
college.
most of these institutions have been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Football's only been around for a little while. Half that, maybe. Competitively, a third of that.
Football's been around for over 100 years.
Competitively, bro, in 1920 we beat Ohio State 108-0.
Oh no, not. I'm talking about athletics has been around for over 100 years, not football. I'm talking.
But I'm
about,
saying competitively, and I said football. I give two shits about the entirety of athletics because
football,
goddamn water gymnastics was not paying for shit in 1923.
No, you're right. Football's probably only been around for about 65, 70 years, maybe competitively. Yeah, because the Big Ten Conference. I just don't believe that there's a lot of schools out there that, because they put their eggs in this basket, especially with the NIL thing, that they got their
over
hands
300 million people in the United States, bro. Where the fuck do you think they need to go? You think we all are just going to go to 12 fucking places?
No, but I'm saying you stop getting that revenue. Stop giving them something to do, a place to go,
scale backs and
entertainment,
shit.
all
I agree
stuff.
with you, dude.
It would
Well, 100%. You're not going to be a 50 building. You're not going to be a 50 building school. You'll be a fucking 15 building school. Yeah, but you're still going to be a school. Anyways.
Well, I'm just saying a lot of them are operating in the red right now. When you take away athletics, a lot of them are going to fucking cease to. Plus, the government probably gives them a lot of money too because they do have an athletics program and they want to keep kids freaking interested in sports and give them something to do. That Play 60 bullshit is really cool. I shouldn't have said bullshit, but yeah, it's cool because it gives the kids an opportunity to get healthy and do all this stuff. But I looked at how much money like they put into it, and I can't remember if it was because you see them throwing the balls at like we'll see it at the Super Bowl where they have the kids throwing the balls through the holes. They had it at the AFC and NFC championship games. They're giving out like a scholarship. And I thought about it. I'm like, this person, that one girl was going to a school. I'm like, yeah, that paid for a year. I'm not that it's not cool that they gave her the $100,000 or $150,000. I'm like, you give her $500,000 to pay for her Stanford scholarship. You know what I mean? They're only doing it twice a year. It's just crazy to me. It's
paying for a whole year of school is. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, Charles, but I'm saying there's people out there who win scholarships for a whole year of school. But
yeah.
I know, yeah, I know. It is a effed up thing that I said that. It is. But like you said, tuition is really fucking expensive in a lot of these places.
I don't think it's. Listen, dude, I don't think what you say or.
Well, you're like $500,000. Like, yeah.
I mean,
well, I know the prices. Just
remember, I literally told you pre-show. I'm like, I like to put myself in other people's shoes beforehand. Yeah. I put fucking $500 million for throwing a ball through a circle, bro, or 500,000 for throwing a ball through a circle. I'd just be glad you're fucking there, and I just paid for a whole year.
If I had season tickets, I'd be happy. I don't. Your $500,000. If I could donate $1,000 and have one of those bricks at the stadium with our name on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we donate $65-$70 to fucking goddamn Feeding America every year.
Yeah,
dude.
I
feel bad.
I just did the St. Jude's one the other day on Bing. Yeah, it's not a question of what you said. They'll still be around. It's just.
No, listen.
I think
without sports, without sports, it's boring. COVID showed us that. All right, so indubitably, I am on board with what you're saying. I think everybody should watch sports, especially because we do a pretty cool sports podcast.
The only reason it got me thinking about this is because you said
but
that.
We could talk about politics too, bro, and do just fine.
Well, I know, I get that, but I'm like, what the Super Bowl is coming up, and we say that a lot of people don't care about sports, but then you get the Super Bowl numbers, and you're like, if it's a good Super Bowl, you're like, holy crap, that's a lot of people, a lot of eyeballs on the TV for one game.
Yeah. But again, if we're comparing
I was just breaking it down because I saw the numbers for the
speculatively.
Grammys, and I'm like,
Oh, the
this is
Grammys are trash, dude. Who the
yeah,
fuck
that's
cares
what
about the
I know.
Grammys?
I'm trying to compare apples to rotten bananas.
I
This is
bet
pretty
there
much it.
are high school basketball games that get higher viewership than fucking the Grammys, dude. Like
There was
that's a terrible explanation or
the
terrible example.
that was a great example.
No, terrible
I said
example, bro.
rotten bananas to apples, Charles. I
It
said
wasn't even
rotten.
raw bananas, bro. That was literally if like
Gum on the bottom of
fucking
your
one
shoe?
of the whatever's at the bottom of Ted Bundy's barrels. That's the fuck you just threw on the table.
Grammys. Yeah, well, we did
Fucking, I just compared the Grammys to the bottom of the barrel of a Ted Bundy barrel. All right, like, I,
Ted
everyone got
Bundy
so
barrel?
upset about that. Oh, somebody won this award. Who the fuck
Well, I saw
cares?
Paul's post and I was like,
Oh,
I
I love
oh,
he's
the
ripping this
trigger
shit
I call him the
apart.
trigger king. He's just people
Yeah.
all worked up. I
Oh
could literally
man.
say, "Bless you, have a great day," and somebody would go, "Fuck you."
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Wow,
He's
really?"
living in America. Go back to your home. He's at home. But
It's just
anywho, we'll wrap up the quarterback slide talk here with just one
I
final
agree.
thought.
I think 10 yards is valid.
I think 15 yards is too much. I do agree. Again, I think
You've got to start your slide within the 10 to 15 yards.
or within the 5 to 10 yards.
Yeah.
Within the 5 to 10 yards, anything like you're not starting a slide at the 9 yard line, which is perfectly fine. Because if you're an athletic quarterback, you're not looking to slide, you're looking to get yards. This takes care of that. You either get out of bounds by the 10 yard line marker or you fucking slide before you hit the 10 yard line marker, and it's taken care of.
Yeah. The 5 yard one for me was if he goes right up the gut in between the tackles because you have protection and you have blockers. On the outside, I do believe you're
See, but
kind
that
of
would be considered a quarterback run by
yeah.
design, and then
Yeah.
that doesn't fall under the sliding statute because anybody can slide once anybody can slide. Fuck, who's that dude who Deion Branch used, or was that his name? Deion Branch for Seattle used, dude. The dude never gets hit.
Yeah.
All
Well,
he
no,
does is
I don't.
slide.
I you can still hit them and they slide. I thought it was only for quarterbacks. I thought
No,
the
no. If
slide
like
rule.
if
'Cause
I'm
I've seen guys
no
go
hell
down and
no,
get
if
hit
I'm a
all the
wide
time.
receiver and I slide and you fucking run up and Johnny suplex me while I'm on the ground instead of just touching me, you're getting a roughing, you're getting a fucking personal foul. Yes, sir. I swear it would.
A ball carrier's got to give himself up, so they have to go down with one knee. A quarterback can literally slide 2 feet,
Same
whatever.
thing.
Yeah,
It's the same
there's
thing because the quarterback doesn't get the full slidage on the yard, so the quarterback is down where the slide starts.
no, I don't know. The way that I said that, I guess I didn't put it in perspective. A running back or a wide receiver is they all they the officials. It just seems like they give the defender the benefit of the doubt more than they do when it's a quarterback. If it's quarterback, it's almost an instant penalty. Where a running
Right.
back or a wide receiver, I'm just saying that tight end, they give them the
I
benefit of the
mean,
doubt.
when you throw into this science experiment that quarterbacks are untouchable, it's no longer confusing. It can
Well,
be
yeah, I know, I know.
frustrating.
I'm just saying that even though the verbiage is exactly the same for all three, anybody that's a runner, we know at the top of our you just think about it, you're like, the official does give the benefit of the doubt to the quarterback. Hey, you're going down. Okay, I got you.
Yes,
And
that's not
that's okay.
questionable.
That's okay. They do as long as they do it for everybody. I'm okay
They
with that
do. They
most
do.
of the
If you've
time.
earned it, you've
Yeah.
got to earn it.
I know that.
This
I
is like
know
in
how
every sport, bro.
we saw a few quarterbacks get their bell rung quite a few times.
Now there
Yeah.
are a few exceptions with no answers. Canned Newton was one that
Oh
got
my
wrecked
god,
all
Cam
the
Newton got
time for
concussions
no
from getting
reason.
a lot of his were elbows to the helmet, to the face
Yeah.
mask and
Yeah.
shit,
Knees
yeah,
and shit like that.
yeah.
Yeah. We can talk about that's different, but no, in its entirety, the NFL, since the Tuck rule, has protected their investment, the eyeball grabber. Listen,
And
we love Jair Alexander, right? We love
yeah,
Josh Jacobs, right? But we show up for Jordan Love or Malik Willis. Like the whole weeks leading up to it, it's always about the quarterback. No matter who we are, no matter where you are. This is right now we're in a quarterback centric era. That's just what it is.
there's a few teams with exceptions. You don't go to see Brock Purdy. You don't you're going there for Christian McCaffrey, but yeah,
Uh,
he's obviously the way bigger name than
well,
Purdy.
yes,
He's the
but
is
the
he the
San
leader?
Francisco,
Yes, but I
but the
agree
San
with you. No, I
Francisco,
agree with you. There's a couple outliers. I'm just saying, yeah.
the San Francisco 49ers win or lose based off of Brock Purdy. I give two shits what the jersey sales are,
When
right?
last year we couldn't see it.
So if I'm an NFL owner and winning is in my blood, like the quarter, no, I see what you're saying, but again, no, this you can't fluff it, right? Because even Brock Purdy gets the calls.
No, but
It's
I'm saying people aren't going there. Like same thing with Barkley with the Eagles this year. Let's not sugarcoat what Barkley did this year and what McCaffrey did last year. Those are the most explosive players in the last 2 seasons are Barkley and freaking Christian McCaffrey. Like you
mm,
said, yeah, the quarterback gets the calls, but I'm like,
I
and
mean,
he's getting all
I
the
don't know.
glory.
The offensive players of the year have been quarterbacks. So I think what Lamar Jackson did this year and last year was more explosive. I think CMC was more deserving. But again, to me personally, even with what Saquon did this year, what Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson did was still more incredible in their craft because both of those two did things this year that no other quarterback has ever done.
We're gonna start seeing that a lot more
I
move
mean, Chris
forward.
Johnson for the Tennessee Titans ran for 2,500 yards in one season.
Yeah, that was when they were good.
It's so cool. We're going to talk about Saquon's great season years down the road, but even if they win a Super Bowl, it ain't going to be much other than, oh, then the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2025. Yeah, that was the year Saquon went fucking crazy. Yeah. You remember that jump he did? Yeah, that was nuts. And then you move on.
I can say the same thing about quarterbacks, though. I don't
We talk
outside
about
of
Dan
like the
Marino all the time.
Montana and like
Dan Marino, Joe
yeah,
Montana.
yeah.
But
I
Jim
think
Kelly never even, Jim Kelly fucking
no,
lost
yeah,
all
he
the
didn't win
time.
it. Yeah.
Warren Moon. I'm sorry, man.
Fucking
Dude, it's super quarterback heavy. And you can't take away from the athletic quarterback, right? Because anything you do to get rid of the slide or anything is going to take rid of the athletic quarterback. You're basically tying a leg behind their back. You're up shit creek without a paddle.
do you
You got to.
want to so the last when who do you think the last running back to win a Super Bowl MVP was? I know because I'm this is proving your point, Charles,
I know who
a
it should
thousand
have
times
been.
over.
It should have been White the year Tom Brady won it, and Tom Brady even gave him the truck. He
Yeah.
would have given him the trophy if they didn't sketch his name into it. But
So
I
it's been
can't.
it's been a quarterback every year in the last 10 years except for two. Von Miller won it for Denver
So it
in
wasn't a
Super
running
Bowl.
back.
Yep. Not no, I'm
Uh,
saying not a quarterback.
oh, I thought you said running back.
And then
Dude,
Cooper Cup won it for the Rams a few years back. So it's yeah, other than that, it's quarterback. Yeah, like you said, it's proven your point.
I know.
I 100% agree with you. It's just it is what it is. We have to live with the NFL. It's what it
I
is.
don't think it is what it is. I think it is what it's going to be right now. I think there will be offensive lineman awards coming up soon. I think there'll be defensive linemen. You could throw the Joe Thomas award in there. There's lots that's going to be happening because of that recognition, right? Saquon Barkley should have been recognized this year offensively. And something more than just second team All American or whatever, first team
Yeah.
All American, right? Like, cool. That helps with your contract.
I think they gave him like what they had him up for offensive player of the year or in the
Yeah, but
NFC offensive player of the year, but not NFL player of the year or offensive player of the year.
if we're talking about an MVP. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what the fuck you
Yeah.
do in just your division, it's the whole league. So, in the sense of a running back for the most valuable award in a year where you had Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen both do things, we're talking about some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time have never even sniffed them yet. And these two are now changing the game. Again, it would have been cool had he broke the record. That's something different. But he didn't even try. All right, cool.
When does the eyeball test though go? Like yeah, you had all these cool stats, but you lost 5 games. Like you
Mhm.
still lost a lot of games
But
for having
that's a
crazy
team.
stats. Same thing with
It's
Buffalo.
we can't. This is where a lot of people falter, bro. And I truly believe this. You cannot bring the team into it, into an MVP conversation, other than whether or not that team is a winning team or a losing team.
The reason I say this is because there was a time when Matthew Stafford was with the Lions, and I believe he passed for 5,000 yards and had 40 some touchdowns and 12 picks. But
Mm-hmm.
that defense was so bad. That was with
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson. He
Yeah.
should have been the NFL MVP, but they only won like 3 fucking games.
Yeah. How many rushing yards and rushing touchdowns did he have? right?
I don't
Because
know. It's
people
like
have
he had the
thrown.
worst offensive line ever in
I
the
know,
NFL
but my
history.
my
So
point is that for that scenario, many quarterbacks have thrown for over 5,000 yards. Quarterbacks have reached almost 40, surpassed 40 touchdowns, and have had less than 10 interceptions before. Whether the number is 1, 2, or 20, it's happened before. We're talking about we're talking about things that haven't been done before. Josh Allen went 86 or 87% on the season. That's fucking crazy, dude. And Lamar Jackson threw for over 4,000 and rushed for over 2,000, I think, or rushed, Jesus Christ, rushed for over 1,000 or whatever it was. It was just, you don't see that. And the accuracy too. It wasn't, and there was almost no interceptions on both of those plays. You're talking the NFL, bro. The most dynamic, even the worst defenses in the league would still destroy anything else they played against that wasn't NFL.
that's the shitty thing. You're going to get into people critiquing their schedules, breaking all this stuff down. Like you said, the eyeball test is all about, you just look at paper. Paper proved exactly everything you just said. But there's always going to be that one negative Nancy. It's going to go out there and be like, they played the 26th toughest schedule, or they played this team on a bye week that came off a blowout loss like by 50 the week before, like the Detroit Lions did when they beat who did they beat by 50? I can't remember. Was it the Texans? No, it wasn't the Texans, but
Titans.
the Titans. Yeah, but same difference. You got all these people just bitching and complaining about all these things. It's going to happen every year. There's going to be a team that plays a weak schedule and has great stats. There's also going to be teams that just are good teams.
Yeah, but a team that plays a weak schedule with great stats doesn't end up in the Super Bowl, which is where we're at right now. So all of those conversations are mute, right? Because even if you had the weakest schedule and you had the free pass, you're still playing playoff teams until you get to the Super Bowl. And many of the times you're playing a team that everyone was like, oh, we're much better. You just played an easier schedule. And then they get beat. And we didn't play our best game that day. Okay. Because more often than not, it ends up like the Green Bay Packers that year, where we had 13 wins, one of the easiest fucking schedules, home playoff game, and we get bounced by fucking Eli Manning and the New York
Yeah,
Giants. I mean,
that was an anomaly year for
so that
sure.
does, yeah, so that does happen. But for the most part, if you've made it to the Super Bowl, you've earned your spot in the Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck who you played in the regular season. Like, the regular season's over, cool. You got.
Except when the Bears made it that one year, they were like 10 or 11 and something, and the NFC was just so bad. And then what Super Bowl was it? Oh god, it was the year they play, like, the Colts or something. It was like 12-6 was, like, the final score. It was a terrible That was, like, the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen.
One I would not remember,
No, it
nor would
wasn't that
I
long
ever
ago.
retain. I wouldn't retain it either. If you're talking about the Bears, the only time it could have been was over 20 years ago. It was long ago.
No, it was 2007.
It's almost 20 years ago, bro. It's 2025, dude.
Yeah, it was that yeah, you're talking over 20 years ago, they won a Super Bowl. I'm talking about just
No,
in the
I
Super
was I
Bowl.
was just saying being in the Super Bowl, and I was not far off. 2007?
Yeah,
That's 18 fucking years ago,
well,
dude. That's all.
yeah.
That's
It doesn't matter. I'm still saying it was the shittiest Super Bowl I've ever watched.
I agree with you, but
I'm
I'm
old,
saying it was a long
man. I'm
fucking
old.
time, dude. 20
For me,
fucking
it's
years
not
ago is a
that
long
long
time.
ago. For me, it's not that long ago. No,
Half your life, bro. That's a long fucking time.
you have your life. I still got 20 years on it.
No,
I'm good.
I'm saying it's half of your life spent so far ago. You 20 years from now, it's not going to be half. No, maybe you lived to 100. Regardless, right now, it was over half your fucking life ago.
It still blows my mind that the Bears were only in 2 Super Bowls.
Yes.
Yeah, it just blows my mind.
No, not me.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying I feel bad for Paul now, the more that I think about it. Now that I brought that up and you're like, "That was 20 years ago, bro." And I'm like, "Yeah, it
Dude,
was. It was a long time ago." I'm just saying, see, that's how long I can remember the worst Super Bowl that I ever watched. And it was look, I'll break the stats down here for you. This is how bad it was. The Colts won the game. It was in the rain. It was okay, never mind. That wasn't the right Super Bowl. That was 29-17. Da-da-da-da-da. Patriots Rams 13-3 in 2019. That was the lowest scoring game in Super Bowl history. Do you remember that one?
That's not the Bears.
No, it wasn't the Bears. Well, the Bears have only been in 2. It wasn't the
You,
Bears. It
I don't
wasn't the
give a.
Bears.
You told me it was the Bears,
Well,
dude.
that
So
was a
no,
crappy
do I
Super
remember
Bowl
the
too.
shitty Rams Patriots Super Bowl 4 fucking years ago, 5 years ago? Yes, I don't have dementia.
The reason that game was so terrible is because it was like pouring rain and it was in Miami. It was bad. It was like there was like people were leaving. I remember
Yeah.
that. It was bad.
Fuck shit, dude. I'm only 36. You're asking me to remember 4 or 5 years ago,
Hey
not
Charles, you
20.
remember that Super Bowl back in '87 when you were 1? Do you
It's
remember
like,
that? Do you
what
remember
the
that Super Bowl?
fuck, dude? No, you went from taking me from over 20 years ago to fucking.
Hey, it was 20 years ago, almost.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
baby's
yeah.
having a baby now. 18.
Jesus. And the last they won was 3 years before I was born. So no, I don't
Yeah,
remember that
no,
either.
80 86. I don't remember that. I probably was yelling "Go Pack Go" and Chicago sucks.
If they won the 86, that means it was the 85 season. That's how the
85
NFL works.
85
That's how the
season, yes.
calendar is. It was, yeah, I was
Yeah,
born in
try
88.
explaining that one to a woman though that is a sports fan, and they'll go, "Yeah, the 23 season we won the Super Bowl." No,
I've
no, you
had
didn't.
men
No, you
I've had
didn't.
men who have no idea what they're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about when it
yeah,
comes to that.
yeah. They're
And
considering
and
this is
to
like the 2024.
yeah.
Think about it this way: when you file your taxes, what year are you filing? And people are like, "Shit, now I don't know. Now I have to question myself."
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. It's 2024. You're filing your 24 taxes. It's 2025, but you're filing your 24 taxes. Just think of it the same way. Try telling women that, and there was a lady at work, and then she was like, 2025 taxes. I go, absolutely not. Because let me see here. It's only been a little over a month in the year 2025. Congratulations, you're going to get 18 cents back on your taxes, and you're going to get fucking audited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping on that train with you, but yeah.
No.
No. So commercial prop bets.
Yeah. I
Which
can't buy
car
into
commercial
that.
do you think gets the first one? That's what we'll end this show with. Which car commercial do you think gets the first prop bet?
I'm thinking that Ford is so fucking desperate right now that they might be the first one, or Chevy. GMC, final
Oh,
answer.
I'm gonna say Lexus. I'm gonna say
Hmm.
Lexus.
You think they're whipping out a new whip?
I've been seeing Lexus commercials lately. I don't know why. So I'm not in that money
You're a food
bracket
for
world.
guy. Yeah.
I'm not in that money bracket world. I
No.
act like it and I live like it, but no, I'm not there yet. All right. You're supposed to act and live what you want or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah, but I think Lexus is going to be it. Okay, so I'm going to throw an extra one in there. Who's the first betting one, do you think? What's the first betting commercial we'll see?
First betting.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's going to be.
Commercial. I got to get specific. Commercial.
I'm gonna say it's got to be the Doritos one's got to go first.
No, betting. Betting.
Oh,
MGM.
oh.
Betting. Vegas.
It's probably going to be Post Malone.
No, listen to me. Which betting company are we going to see first as the commercial?
Yeah,
Who's just like the car company commercial, like
yeah, it's
right?
gonna be Barstool. I think Barstool is gonna be number one. I think they'll be the first one to go.
Okay.
They have
Okay.
Barstool Sportsbook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's why
Not ESPN bet.
ESPN. I've never even seen one of those commercials other than on
ESPN
here.
bet?
No, I haven't seen one.
Do you not?
I don't watch ESPN. So I know that it probably happens. I do not watch ESPN.
You don't have to watch ESPN. It's
I don't
everywhere.
I don't see it. I probably it
It's on
I
every Monday night football game.
I probably just haven't been paying attention.
No, you
I
don't
told
pay
you about
attention,
this
bro.
commercial stuff, Charles. I said the commercial comes on, I switch the channel. It's a terrible thing. I'm a terrible human being for this,
Yeah, it
but I
is what
do
it
it. I'm
is.
sorry, and I'm sure I have seen it. I just don't remember one. Okay, I'll just say it that way. All right.
Listen, I know because it took me way too long to get you to say like MGM Grand or something. I thought for sure you were going to be like Prize Picks or DraftKings, and you're like Post
Yeah. Okay.
Malone.
Okay. I see this logo. Yes, I've definitely seen this logo before. Okay. Yeah, I lie.
What the fuck
I
made you
lie.
say Post Malone?
I was thinking they were gonna have a commercial with him and Barstool. They would have a commercial, gambling commercial. Um,
I would think John
um,
Gruden would be in that.
yeah. But you wanna know why? Because I was thinking I thought when you said commercial, I was thinking Bud Light. And I was like, a Posty commercial, and I'm like, "Damn it, Charles, you got me again." "No, bro, fucking FanDuel shit, gambling." And you're just like, "No, gambling,
Dude,
first one." You're like, "A, B, C, D. Come on, I'll give you 6 different answers. Tell me which one you want."
You killed me when you said Post Malone, bro. Yeah, I don't know if my face got there or not, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
I
not
don't know
sure
which
how
one.
else to say this.
Does
Hold on.
FanDuel probably have the most money? I don't know.
No, I would assume Bet MGM would probably, but they all probably make quite a bit. To be honest with you, what's the total? All right, we'll give the total expected to be bet.
Yeah, BetMGM is up there for sure.
Oh fuck yeah,
Yeah, they're like number 2 they're like number 2
one
behind.
point three nine billion.
Okay, yeah, then there's gonna be one in the first, like, 5 minutes of the
I
fucking Super
know,
Bowl.
dude. It
Gotta
wasn't
be.
about if there's gonna be one. It was who. If there's gonna be a prop bet, there's gonna be one, right? So
I'm
who's
gonna
gonna be the first one?
I'm gonna say
Jamie Foxx and MGM Grant.
it's either gonna be MGM or it's gonna be FanDuel, because FanDuel will come up with their fantasy football picks for the Super Bowl, and they'll have Kelce but then again, some of the first commercials are probably the most expensive because all the eyeballs are getting ready, and then before halftime and then after halftime. I don't when do you think the most do you think they're all the same price or they vary?
Oh, it's probably
I'm sure if you
but
want the first
if I had to guess, it would be the commercials in between the first and second quarter.
yeah, because everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, paid
Because
attention."
if you're at a Super Bowl party, like the commercials at the beginning of the Super Bowl is not what you're watching. You're actually talking with friends. And if you're at a Super Bowl party and you're not a fan of either one of the teams, you don't have a lot of eyeballs on that, anyways.
Right.
So once the first quarter is wound down, there's some exciting shit that could have happened. So I would want anywhere in the last 5 minutes of the first quarter, the middle of the first quarter to the second quarter, or the first 5 minutes into the second quarter. I think that's would be the most. And then, of course, I think the absolute two best slots is the one before the halftime show and the one after the halftime show. Because more eyeballs, and you'll see it here too for
Oh,
this Super Bowl for
that is the
sure.
best slot because people are waiting for that commercial.
That's more people
Yeah.
turn the Super Bowl on. They're like,
Oh, turn it on for the halftime show,
yeah, you'll
correct.
see it'll be like 21, 23 million, and then the Super Bowl halftime show will be like 26 million, 27 million,
Yeah.
right? It's Kendrick Lamar this year. Like it happened for Rihanna the year before.
Yeah. It's a given. You got that generational
It's a
eyeball.
it's a damn spectacle. It's a
Yeah,
damn.
we know this.
All right, let's. Did we give our picks last week? I think we gave our picks last week,
Yeah,
didn't
we
we?
gave him last week.
All
You
right,
picked, KC, and I
I'm
picked,
still with the
Philly.
Swifties. Yep, I'm still
Yeah.
with the Swifties. But anywho, yeah, they tried to do that last time too, and then they still ended up winning. I think I last year T Swizzle wasn't on the platform. If they win again this year, I think T Swizzle will be on the platform.
You hear that? Charles believes that she's not only gonna get the Super Bowl kiss, Super Bowl hug, but she's also gonna get the Super Bowl ring.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you right here. Swifty Nation, get ready for our break. Your girl's take. All right. But for the rest of you out there, which is a lot of you, almost everybody else,
Yeah.
we're so close to the draft, and that's really all that matters. Do you have anything else you wanted to add, my friend?
No, we're good. I think I made a fool of myself enough
No,
today.
you didn't.
We're good. Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good.
Radio time.
I'm gonna tell Paul about that one. I kept telling him what betting fucking commercials coming on. He kept telling me fucking Post Malone. I think he said Post Malone 3 times, and I asked him the same fucking question.
I said it differently too. There was
Yeah.
not a fourth way to
Oh no,
ask that.
I'm pretty sure I heard the words "bet" commercial come out of your mouth, and then I kept bringing up Post Malone because I was thinking Bud Light. I don't know why, but I was.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Which
Well,
commercial? Bud Light.
just so we're all aware, I've been digging into this deep. I just got done watching or getting all caught up on the Nat Geo UFO investigation files. It is getting heavy. At one point last night, I had myself convinced that I was abducted as a child because of a nightmare that I had, a continuous nightmare.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about it on our next
Yeah,
episode.
you can tell me this.
We
I
will.
want to
We
hear the
will.
story. You got to tell
Because
me.
it's actually for a moment I
Creepy.
stopped everything I was doing and I was like, am
Did you have
I
the sleep paralysis and everything?
it's wild.
We
It's
gotta
wild.
have somebody on. I'll talk to that doctor, that lady. She's been on quite a few of them. She'll talk about the sleep paralysis thing. That's a pretty crazy subject. Just that alone.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy. The light, everything. Absolutely nuts. Which reminds me to remind all of you that we are not alone. And I'm pretty sure we have never been alone.